Hello everybody! This is part 2 of my Skyrim scene-by-scene analysis of the September the 12th footage released by Bethesda. If you haven't seen the first part, then click the link right here on the screen and that will take you to part 1. Watch that before you watch this. And here is part 2. In the last video we left right off here, which is in the giant frostbite spider's lair.
Coming loose. I can feel it.
And this guy named Arvel, who is a dark elf or a Dunmer, is part of the main quest. And he's got a dragon claw that he runs away with, and then Todd kills him, and then he's able to loot the dragon claw. You'll see the loot that the guy has, and I added the loot to the right of the screen. And once he picks up the dragon claw, then he's going to show us how to use it. And coming up next, Todd visits an undead lair of Draugr, who are undead Nords. And the two different types of Draugr that he encounters here are Draugr Scourge and Draugr Wights. He uses the Fireball spell for a while. And then he switches to a dragon shout called Unrelenting Force, and you'll see him use that in one moment. And it just pushes all enemies back, see? Just like that. And right here he uses a Circle of Protection spell, which will cause undead to flee. Then he finishes them off with a lightning spell. And then coming up next is a Pendulum Trap, and then right there Todd just used another dragon shout called Whirlwind Sprint to get through it. And then coming up is a fight with a Draugr boss called a Draugr Deathlord, and he uses some lightning on the Deathlord, but then he uses another dragon shout called Slow Time, and you'll see that in a moment, right there. And then he uses lightning spell, a dual-wielded lightning spell, to finish off the Deathlord. And then he uses one of the many levers and pulleys that will be in the game to open that chain door. Then he's going to use the staff in his left hand. It's called the Staff of Mage Light, and he uses that to light his path up ahead. You can also use it to kind of leave a trail so you know where you've been. He's then using this water. You see the flow of water that generally guides him toward an exit, and they use water to kind of guide you toward exits, but in this case it didn't really guide you toward an exit, it just guides you right over a cliff. Now coming up next, Todd is going to battle a frost troll. In order to do that, he's going to learn a new spell, the Fireball spell. You do that by collecting books and then reading the books. He first goes through his weapons, and I think he wields a dwarven axe, a dwarven war axe, and then he goes to his books, and then he'll learn that new spell there. And then by the way, if you want to read these descriptions, just pause the video. He then uses the combination of the Fireball spell and the War Axe to finish off the Frost Troll. And by the way, I mentioned in the first video, the Detect Life spell's description said that nearby living creatures but not undead, machines, or Daedra can be seen through walls. Well, I just got confirmation that one of the machines is a Dwarven Sphere from the old Morrowind days, and special thanks to the YouTubers RPG Game Station and Amethyst Wyvern for pointing it out.
This is the Hall of Stories, an ancient passageway where the Nords would process their dead on their way to Sovngarde, which is our version of Valhalla, or the Heaven for Heroes. So our dungeons do have puzzles once in a while, and this puzzle's a simple matching one. The solution to this particular puzzle is etched on the key itself.
In the next room, we're going to see the first word wall in the game, or it's the first word wall that you'll most likely experience. But meanwhile, I wanted to list a few of the new bits of information that just came out recently about Skyrim. First, and these are mostly tweets by Pete Hines on Twitter. The first is that you can save anywhere. and they don't do checkpoints. And there's also 3 autosave slots now, as opposed to the one that we're used to in Oblivion or Fallout. There's also no hardcore mode. There's over 2 hours, or possibly even 3 hours of music by Jeremy Soule, the one who did Morrowind's music and Oblivion's music. And lastly, it's been confirmed that yes, there is button mapping too.
Up here is a word wall where you can learn the dragon words of power. Now I've learned this word of power, and I can unlock the ability to use those as shouts by absorbing dragon souls.
Then as soon as he collects the word from the word wall, then a dragon priest pops out. He then summons a Frost Atronach, which is a Daedra elemental. And the best way to defeat Daedric elementals are to just kill the caster. So if you kill the dragon priest, then the Frost Atronach will go away.
This spell is clairvoyance, and it will draw a path to my nearest objective. We've now come out the other side of the mountain to Skyrim's Tundra. In the distance, you can see the city of Whiterun, which is home to the Companions, our warrior faction in the game. We also have the Thieves Guild, the College of Winterhold for mages, and of course, the Dark Brotherhood.
Also, listen to the music in the background. I'm not sure what's going on here. This is a track from Morrowind. I know this track very well, and I don't know if they're going to reuse some of the music from Morrowind and Oblivion, or if this is just like a placeholder music until Jeremy Soule finishes composing. And now that he's started a fight with giants and mammoths, he's wielded a mace, but I cannot identify what kind of mace this is. If you know exactly what mace this is, just let me know in a comment. There, and right there he used another dragon shout. It was called Fire. And in this final sequence, he's going to fight 2 dragons. The first one is a regular dragon that just landed here, and then the second dragon will be a frost dragon. And by the way, that soldier that's going to die now, that just got picked up by the dragon, that was a Stormcloak soldier. The Stormcloaks are another faction that you can join in Skyrim. And as many of us already know, once you kill a dragon, then you absorb the dragon's soul. That's what he's doing here. And you use these souls to unlock words that you learn on the word walls in those dungeons, like the one that we saw just a little while ago. And now he's fighting the Frost Dragon. And right there, Todd just used a dragon shout called Fire Breath again, and that didn't work very well. He's going to use Fire Breath again on the dragon. Let's see if it works. No, it didn't work very well. The dragon is also using a frost of some sort.
I'm going to use the dragon soul I've collected to unlock the final word of Storm Call, which is going to rain lightning down on my enemies.
Also notice that each dragon shout has a recharge time, and 3 different recharge times for each level of that dragon shout. And notice that when he killed the frost dragon, the game gave him a kill animation, but he didn't get one when he killed the first dragon, which also proves that it's just a random occurrence when you see these kill animations. And that concludes all of the Skyrim footage released on September the 12th by Bethesda. If you like my videos, then go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I will be producing more of these analysis videos every time Bethesda releases more footage, so check back regularly, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, also click the like button. That helps me out a lot. And we'll see you next time. Thanks so much.